by multiplying. Okay, before we even get to the equations, I just want to review a few concepts with you that you're going to need. All right, so remember when we first started talking about dividing fractions, we learned about what a reciprocal is. So like 1/3, the reciprocal of 1/3 is 3 over 1. Okay, these are called inverses. Basically, they're the opposite of each other. But remember when I talked about, okay, they're inverses because if I were to multiply them together, I'd get 1. 3/4 times its inverse, which is the reciprocal, 4/3, I get 1. Okay, 2/3 times its inverse, or reciprocal, I'm going to get 1, right? Because 12 over 12, 6 over 6, all of these equal 1, right? Okay, that's important to remember when we're going to solve these algebraic equations. Okay, so let's do a few. Okay, let's do 1/3 x is equal to 12. Okay, so if you recall, when we've solved algebraic equations in the past, you always do the opposite. We want to get the x by itself. You do the opposite to get rid of it on that side, and then you move it over into the same thing over there, okay? Well, with this, we're actually going to do, since we've got fractions, we're going to do the inverse of it, okay? So what we're going to do is we're multiplying 1/3 times its inverse, okay? So remember the inverse was fancy name for reciprocal. Okay, so we're going to multiply that times 3 over 1, okay? And if we do that on this side, we have to do that on this side. Okay, so you're probably wondering, why am I doing this? Okay, well think about this. All right, so 3 times 1, that's 3. 1 times 3, 3. Okay, basically that's 1. Now look what I have left. I have 1x. I want 1x, right? Because whatever I figure out x is, okay, so 12 times 3, remember that's 12 over 1, 12 times 3, that's 36 over 1. X is 36. Well, okay, we're going to multiply it times 1 or divide it by 1. Well, what's any number divided by 1 or multiplied by 1? It's itself, right? Using the identity property. Okay, so let's practice this some more. I know this is kind of a different way of thinking about these. All right, so sometimes you might see it, like that last problem might have been written like this. And chances are, instead of having like a 1 on the top of a fraction, like 1/4, it would just be like x over 4. In this case, instead of saying 1/3 times x, it would be just x over 3. Okay, so same problem. We're just going to, okay, and if it helps you, just think, okay, well, that's like 1x, right? So think about it as 1/3 multiplied by the inverse, 3 over 1, multiplied by the inverse, 3 over 1. Okay, so let's do another one that we haven't done like that. Okay, j over 12 is equal to 27. Okay, so remember j over 12, that's the same thing as 1/12 times j, okay? Or j is being divided by 12. I say them differently, but they really do mean the same thing. Okay, so we multiply by the inverse. Okay, so the inverse or reciprocal of 1 over 12 is 12 over 1. Okay, and when I do that, that really just kind of cancels that out. So really all I have left is j over 1, which is j by itself. It's whatever number divided by 1, which is itself. Okay, and so if I do that, then I have to do this over here. Okay, so now my problem is basically 27 times 12, which I'm going to have to work out because I don't know that. Okay, so that leaves me with j is equal to 324. And the cool thing about algebra is you should really never miss a problem because algebra is super easy to check your answer. Okay, so I want to double check I'm right. Okay, so then I just divide 300 So just substitute it in, 324 divided by 12. Well, that's 2, 24, 6. 12 goes into 60. Wait, I confused myself. Hold on. 324? I'm confused now. Hold on. I can't add. Or can't subtract. That would be 84. 12 goes into 84. 7 times. Oh, looky there. Okay. So, teacher got confused for a sec, but I worked it out. All right. So, my answer, 324 divided by 12 is 27. Oh, well, look, that was my answer over there. So, I know I got the answer right. All right. Couple more. I know. Ella, you're probably rolling your eyes right now. Hang in there. All right. So 7/8 times b is equal to 14. Okay. In order to solve this, I multiply by the inverse. 7/8, the inverse of that, or reciprocal. Remember, inverse, reciprocal, they really are the same thing. Okay. That's 8 over 7. And pretty much they're just going to cancel each other out. Okay. So all I have left over here is b. Now over here, I'm going to multiply by 8 over 7 because that's what I did over there. Okay, 14, convert that into a fraction, 14 over 1. All right, so 14 over 1 times 8 over 7. I'm going to rewrite this just because I've kind of got that written kind of weird over there. Here's my problem that I'm solving. Okay, you know, I can do 14 times 8 and then eventually divide it by 7. Don't really want to do that if I don't have to. So look ahead, simplify. Yeah, I can simplify here. 7 goes into both. 7 goes into 14 twice. 7 goes into 7 once. So 2 times 8, 16 over 1. So then b is equal to 16. All right. Well, I think that's all I'm going to cover now for solving equations using multiplication. All right. Well, good luck.